I gotta tell you guys, this thing's a lot more fun to drive than semaphores. Oh, there, it's working. Don't even feel them at all. They just rump right over them. I was out of gas. I just hit the reserve. Hey guys, and welcome back. I finally, after a while, got the turn signals to work. There you go. I had them working and they stopped working. Let's see. You have to have the engine running. You can see that one too. So yeah, what it took is I use that lubricant. I'm telling you, that lubricant works great. If you have a 6-volt car, this stuff is like a total must-have. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I can. Unfortunately, I was working on it for like 2 hours last night, trying to get them, taking them apart, cleaning everything, looking for the lubricant here. I don't know if I have it. This stuff here improves electrical contact. I mean, people say use dielectric grease, but no, this stuff is way better than that, and it's not the same thing. So I took apart everything, sprayed this on everything, and then on the grounding surface, sprayed it on there, put a star washer on it to make sure that they had good ground. Really a lot of work to do just to make those work, being 6-volt and up front. I was using a voltage step up, trying to use that, and I burned up several of those trying it, because I was thought, well, if I get more voltage to it, it'll work better. But I finally got them to work on 6 volts. Man, what a pain. So anyway, they work good now. I guess only when the engine's running. I replaced the pin on this, and that didn't work. So I went to the second oversize, and well, there's no issue really with the door. And maybe there is. Maybe I'll get the second oversize, or third oversize. I got the second one, and it's a little loose still, so I'm gonna have to get the third oversize here, and then I'll probably still have to weld some stuff to it. So anyway, that's that issue. So anyway, I've got to get that fixed. I've got to get the clutch adjusted. The clutch is a little bit too low to the floor. Just trying to get all the little things done on it so that I can drive it. I couldn't drive without turn signals and without the mirror. It's driving me nuts. So anyway, I want that fixed. All right, so I always use needle nose vice grips on this little area, even though it's actually, if you look at it, it has a little place for like I think it's a 7 or 6 millimeter wrench on there, but I just put needle nose vice grips on there because it's a lot easier to hold it. If I can get them on there. I had it about right. I can see it better through the camera than I can in person. So I'll put those on there. Now I'll go ahead and adjust this thing in a couple turns. Spring nut. So I got it turned in a little bit more. I'll check it in a second here. That's about right. And it's just a little too close to the floor before. Is that about right? I think so. Could go another half a turn or so. Check that out again. Yeah, there we go. This one bounces a little bit. It's just, I don't know, the return spring's kind of worn on it. On the left side, you can see it bounces. It's fine, it works. All right, on to the next item. this here, I think it's fine actually. Yeah, that's fine, right? That's the second oversized. I got to get the third one, obviously. I need a fourth one actually. I don't think they have one, but we're just going to get the third one, and then I'll probably have to put some weld along here and then make my own little teeth so that it stays in the top. Yeah, something. Because that ain't cutting it. I just don't, that mirror going like that, I can't drive it like that. Too much drives me crazy. Alright, well, the second oversized hammered right in. We're all good now, so that should fix that. Goodness. Now I've got to fix this problem. The horn go no beep beep. Well, the whole thing's present. I don't know if I can get this off of here, but I gotta somehow get that. Can't really see. You guys can see better than me. Let's see it get closer up. Whoa, we're so close now. Microscope. There we go. Which way is it going? That way? Like I said, I can see it better through the camera than where I'm sitting. Alright, I'll hook up this wire. It seems just long enough. I think it was long enough, but it does. Okay, I'll get that hooked up. Alright, what do you think? Of course nothing works. Gotta test the whole circuit. Alright guys, so power goes to one side of the horn, right? The other side goes to ground, and the ground is what controls this switch right here. So we got a ground wire grounded here, and I've tested it down here, and we have horn there. So we got here. Got horn up here. So let's see. What about if we ground to the side? So the steering wheel is not grounded. The shaft should have a ground wire that goes from around the steering, what's that called? The coupler at the end down there, the rubber. So down at the end of here, there's a rubber piece, right? It should have a ground wire that goes from one side of the coupler to the other side so that this shaft is grounded. And I bet you anything that's missing. So that's cool. It's not something very hard to fix. We just got to figure out how to attack it. I'm thinking, I mean, it's a whole lot easier with the gas tank out, but I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to this in a little bit here because we got a few other things to look at. But anyway, I'll put this back on. It does take two hands to do. And we'll move on to the next thing. Well, I'm not really sure how the grounding system worked on this year, but I went with this system here, the ground. It doesn't look like it ever had a ground there. I don't know where it was from, but all I know is this. It works, so can't question that. All right, so I made one of these for the corners in the oval. We'll show you in a second. I just cut a piece of this headliner material, fold it over, sewed a quick pattern like this. Didn't set my tension or anything, no worries. Cut off the excess, turn it in, and then turn it inside out, like so, with my little hole there. Cut up all my scrap and just throw that inside. Cut up some foam blocks from some scrap foam I had laying around, and throw those inside here, like so. Then I'll just sew this guy up right here. Ugly, but you'll never see it. Alright, so I put new bushings in the starter, the back bushing. It's the same as the other side, just so you know, if you ever have to take one of these apart, it's kind of hard to do. You have to get all the brushes out of it and all the springs, which are, you have to lose little hooks and you just hook the springs back on. It's really a pain in the ass. But anyway, I got it all done. Is it done right? Well, we'll find out, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and yank the old one out, and we'll put this one in and see if we don't have a fire, or maybe I got it right, maybe I got it wrong. Like I said, it's kind of tricky to do. I think I got it right, but then again, I don't know. The bushing part is tricky. Okay, there's shims in there, some other stuff like that. You got to stack them all on the correct way, and when it came apart, I didn't see how they came apart, so I'm not 100%. So anyway, let's try it. Original starter, 54. See how that looks up in there. It's even, they clock it a little bit different too, and I even have the original nut and washer. I actually had that too, because it's 14 millimeter, not 13 wrench. So cool. I gotta paint it. I want to make sure it works. Maybe someday I'll take it out and paint it, but maybe not. As long as she works. I think there's any chance this will work. Let's try it. I don't know. Definitely it's worse than the other one, so it ain't gonna fly. Yeah, one of the brushes must be stuck. I tried to get them. One of the springs I wasn't so sure about, and I think one of the springs is no good. So I'm gonna have to put the other one back in. That's only 6-volt starter I got laying around, I think, and it seems to work, but it's doing the same thing this one's doing. Might be just the compression on the engine. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get a 12-volt system in this thing. Oh, and look what started working again. Holy crap. Oh, maybe it's only this. The problem with 6-volt cars. Maybe it's just this side. Let's look at the other side. Try it. Any luck over here? Nope. Doesn't look like there is. Hang on. Let's do the old. Nope. Got a better idea. It was hiding. Let's give her some of the old magic spray and see what happens. Let's take it out. Sometimes it's a little contact in here. You know what I mean. You guys that have worked on these before. There's a contact inside the switch that tends to have issues. Where it's sometimes the ground of it. It's usually that little contact right there in the bottom. Let's see if it magic spray. No worky. I think I'm gonna have to replace the switch. How about that? I think I replaced the other side. I've tried sanding the contacts on these before, and it's these little contacts inside there, right there. When you push this in, there's a little contact there. What's that? I can't see it. There's a little contacts on the end of there, and they touch a little plate, and they get compromised. Just needed to give the magic spray a little more time. Oh, and it stopped working again. Ta-da! Look at that. The magic spray solves another problem. It just needs a little love, a little more time on it, and it starts to work. Oh, yeah, pretty good. Closed, open, closed, open. Okay, I'm gonna call that one good. So we lost on the starter, but we gained it on the door switch. Cool. That's a plus. All right, guys, I don't know if you can hear the difference, but man, what a difference. It's so much quieter in here. I can actually have a radio on or something and hear it. You don't hear carburetors. Let me get on it a little bit up here and we'll you'll see. I'll show you how much better it is. You could just hear the carburetors inside the car so loud. Yeah, I mean, it's still just as fast, but it's a lot quieter. And it runs great, so yeah. It feels much better when I have a mirror I can see out of. Look at that. You can actually see out the mirror. These ovals, you really need a mirror. I mean, you can't see anything. You're so blind spottish. So yeah. Definitely a huge improvement. I'll bring you guys back in. I'm going to do a little driving and see if there's anything else I need to fix. I did notice it started a little bit faster. I put a little bit of grease on the starter before I stuck it in, so I'm going to watch my speed on this road. Cops always on here, and then the speedometer is a little bit off. It reads a little bit slow, so you gotta really watch it. Anyway, now a couple other things I was looking at, I forget. I do need to put some secondary tail lights in the back. It's just too dim at night. It's just so, you can't even see them. I mean, the lights can be on, you can barely even tell they're on. So what a much more pleasure to drive it is now. Oh man, it's just so much better. Alright guys, I'll bring it back in. I gotta tell you guys, this thing's a lot more fun to drive. The semaphores are out. It's just not so clanky. You got some of the issues worked out of it. Even the dome light works. You know, just stuff like that. I like everything to work in my cars, so. And the mirror being there really helpful, because this little one right here, you don't see much out of that. That little oval window, you don't see anything behind you. Yeah, the power's great. Just really nice that really just barely touch the gas and you have tons of torque. Hard to steer with my knee in this car because the wheel's so small. Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm just different steering wheel, the horn. Oh, there, it's working. Okay, just testing it again. You know, you need a horn in a Volkswagen. That's one of the things you need. So yeah, and it's so much more quiet. It was just noisy with the carbs. You could just hear, you couldn't hear anything. So now it's just like super quiet. The suspension's super fine. Remember, this has brand new Boat shocks on it. So, man, it goes over the tracks. You don't even feel them at all. They just crump right over them. Feels really, really awesome. No other way to describe it. You just have to drive one of these to see. And it just goes down the road straight. You know, everything's right about it. Only I'm just not used to this small steering wheel. It's a little bit smaller than the other ones, I think. And so I'm not got used to that yet. Second gear sync is starting to get a little nicer. As I'm driving it, probably just stuck. So anyway, we're going to Rancho Hooper Park where the next big show is. So I'm just going to go in here and visit some buddies of mine real quick. Check out how new the place is with the new asphalt and everything we've got. If you guys haven't been here yet for this show, it is going to be epic this year because they've redid. There won't be any dust like there usually is. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. I got to get off the phone. While I had the starter out, I greased the bushing on both sides. Let's see. I mean, maybe it seems to crank over a little bit faster. Well, maybe not. So So I'm having trouble after it's warmed up that it doesn't want to restart. And part of that's because of the jetting. So it's kind of a downer when you drive this thing. You have to kind of be ready to push start it. And it doesn't crank over fast enough. So anyway, it seems to be running good. I came to look at the Rancho Rupa Park. You guys, you guys that haven't or have been to the show and maybe you thought it was too hot or you thought it was not green enough or you didn't like the dust, all those problems are gone. You guys, there is no dust now. The way they have this thing set up. Ooh. Must be running out of gas. I was out of gas. I just hit the reserve. All right, gotta be nice to it so I can get gas. Well, I almost didn't get it started though. This thing cranks over so slow. If you let it run completely out, you're screwed. All right. Well, anyway, guys, talk to you guys a little bit later. Anyway, gotta get some gas. For those of you guys who are not from California, yeah, $9 or 9 gallons and 9.909. So yeah, it was. I don't know. I guess it's 10 gallons. I don't know. Seems like maybe a little bit smaller tank than the other ones, but maybe it isn't. You only have to hold your foot on the floor on this thing to get some air in there. She's too rich. I gotta get that. I think that's the biggest problem right there. I think it will start fine if I get that fixed. Have a little issue there, so. All right, got gas. Well, I think that's it for this one, guys. I think we're pretty much fixed as far as we can go. Get up there. There you go. And yeah, that's it for the repairs we had to do right away. And we saw Rancho Rupa Park. You guys who haven't come, make sure you guys set that date for, they call it El Prado, but it's at Rancho Rupa Park in the Riverside, Urupa Valley area. So Riverside County, Urupa Valley, which is right across the river from Riverside City. So lots of stuff to do there, a lot of places around there to go to. You can go to the Mission Inn, you could stay at the Mission Inn and go over to it. You could go to a hotel locally and go to it. There's a lot of things, a lot of options there. So check it out. It's going to be an epic event. So I'll talk to you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.